Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Dan and welcome to my first ever Q&A. Over the last week, I've got a bunch of nice comments from you guys, and a few questions, so let's jump into those now. Manager98 asks, what's a random fact about yourself? That's a tough starting question. Despite me making a lot of Gundam videos, my favourite anime of all time is Dragon Ball. I've loved the series ever since it started airing on Cartoon Network back in the early 2000s. I know there are a lot of better animes out there, but it had a big impact on me growing up. I was bullied by this kid at school, must have been like 15 years ago now, and with the power of Kaioken on my side, I smashed his face in. He didn't give me any trouble after that. What's my favourite food? I think that I'd have to go to spaghetti bolognese. I cook one up every week or so, throw a bit of Lee & Perrins in there, good stuff. What's my favourite Gundam? I have two actually. The first one goes to Master Gundam from Mobile Fighter G Gundam. I first saw him through Dynasty Warriors Gundam series, and he was just too awesome with his crazy kung fu and his explosive poses. Plus he took on the whole Gundam Wing Endless Waltz crew single-handedly in one of the SD Gundam games. The guy's a fucking beast. The second goes to Gundam F91. I like its small and sleek design, and those variable speed beam rifles on its back are awesome. Plus this thing creates after images with mass. I pretty much gushed over it in my F91 demonstration video I did a week or so ago. It's just such a good suit. Have I played any of the Super Robot Wars games? I have not sadly, though I have seen a lot of gameplay of it. It looks pretty similar to the SD Gundam G Generation games. I played G Generation Wars on the Nintendo Wii, and I really liked it despite not being able to read any of it. After a quick Google search, it looks like the newest Super Robot Wars game is getting an English Singapore release. Maybe when I get a bit of extra cash I'll have to import it. Am I excited for Xenoverse 2? I am. I had quite a bit of fun with the first game. I even grinded the crap out of it to unlock all the outfits. The online play seemed to get worse and worse over time though. It seemed like with each update the connection got worse, so I just stopped playing. I hope that the sequel fixes this problem, and I can't wait to recreate my GL Eclipse character again. Teraka Winnigan asks, what do I think about the new Gundam Build Fighters show? Has Season 3 been announced? Not yet. Shame on you for getting my hopes up like that. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first two seasons, even if it was a glorified advert to sell model kits. You get to see fights against mobile suits that you would probably never see animated together. I remember that one fight between the F91 and the Exia. So freaking cool. Would I watch an Armored Core anime? I'm not familiar with Armored Core, but if it's about giant mechas then hells yeah I'd watch it. What types of games do I play the most? Even though they're super repetitive, the Dynasty Warrior type games have really grown on me. My first was actually Dynasty Warriors Gundam on the Xbox 360, and of course the second and third, and then Reborn on PS3. I also really like Hyrule Warriors and Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. I also really like some sandbox games. I really loved GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas, then Saints Row 2 through 4. It must be over 10 years at this point since I last played Vice City, but I still have the radio stations on my MP3 and in my car. Flash FM, Wave 103, V-Rock, some awesome 80s jams. I don't play many RPGs, but my favourite game of all time is Skies of Arcadia, followed shortly by Chrono Trigger. What I love about these games is not only is the story awesome, but there is no excessive grinding. Literally, as long as you fight everything you come across, you'll be just strong enough to fight any boss. It's why I can't really get on with the Final Fantasy games. Kronos Magnum asks, where's a good place to start watching Gundam? I really like G Gundam, but apparently it's bad. Well, G Gundam is sort of the black sheep of the Gundam series. It's very different from every other Gundam series. It's more of a super robot show, where everything is kind of over the top. You could say it's pretty much Dragon Ball, but with mechas, but I love that series. Most other Gundam series are pretty serious, so it might not be everyone's cup of tea. As a starting point, it might be best to not jump straight into the Universal Century stuff, as there is a lot of it, and it can be kind of overwhelming, so perhaps start with Gundam 00. It has some great mobile suits, and a pretty good story in my opinion. Plus, it is its own self-contained universe, so you don't need to know anything about any other series. What would my ideal anime or game be like? This is a really tough one. As I said in a previous answer, I absolutely love Skies of Arcadia. You get a real feel of adventure, seeing new and undiscovered places, meeting interesting characters, fighting the bad guys that are trying to conquer the world, but also having a laugh or two along the way. It's also why I really like the series One Piece. I'd also love to watch a Chrono Trigger anime. I love time travel stuff. There is this anime called Steins Gate, which has a really nice mix of funny and messed up stuff in a great time travel story. It's also a visual novel, but I haven't had a chance to play through it yet. I urge you to check out the anime though. I believe Funimation did the dub for it and it's really good. Stella Artorius asks, where am I from and did I go to uni? I live in the United Kingdom, in a small village in the middle of nowhere. I never went to university. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my life. I did work as an apprentice mechanic for a while until I realised I hated getting oily hands. The Gundam series I enjoyed the most was probably G Gundam, because it's kinda silly, over the top and awesome. Anytime I see a game where G Gundam and other more serious series cross over, I can't help but smile. I remember one time in Dynasty Warriors Gundam that Domon Kashu, LPO Puru from Double Zeta Gundam, and Miliardo Peacecraft from Gundam Wing were teamed up, and Domon and Puru convinced Miliardo to join in with the Undefeated of the East speech, along with poses. I get a big stupid grin just thinking about it. And that's all the questions, guys. That was pretty fun. Perhaps I'll do more in the future if I get more questions. Feel free to leave any down below, and if you haven't already, how about checking out my other videos? I do mobile suit demonstrations for Gundam Breaker 3, and I also did a let's play of the game when I first got it. I also did some collaboration let's plays with my mate Bradders969. We played through Mighty No. 9, trust me, the game is not as bad as people make it out to be. And recently we did a playthrough of Streets of Rage. I did some videos with him on his channel too, so feel free to check him out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time guys, catch you later.